This crazy Big Ten season continues. The Badgers on the home floor this past Tuesday against Nebraska, knocking down a school record 18 three-point shots as the Badgers beat the Huskers. Then it was on the road at Purdue at Always Stuffed Mackey Arena on Friday night. We'll check out the highlights from both of those games. We'll also introduce you once again to Walt McGrory, the junior out of Minneapolis, a key player on the scout team, and from time to time he gets into the playing rotation. And we'll have our weekly chat with head coach Gard. All coming up on today's edition of the Badger Sports Report.
Sean Burke of Nebraska. He's on the run, throws to Cheatham, left of the lane, glides to the goal, and a layup attempt is sent back by Reavers. Ahead it goes to Anderson. A bounce pass to King. Layup good. Oh, he threaded that pass through two defenders. Kobe with the catch and the finish, and it's 13-10 Wisconsin. Mack with a three, right side no good. Wall the rebound for Wisconsin. 12:50 left in the half. Badgers up 16-15. Trice to the front court, high screen Potter with throw to Trevor. He'll try a three, left wing, rounded out, no good. Potter the rebound, goes back up and in. Potter the board and the putback. Dimitrick right of the circle, 10 on the shot clock, bounce pass Wall. Mid post right against Mack, advantage Wall, backs in, turns, scores. Mack trying to draw the contact, didn't get it. Tyler Wall now has 5. Wall goes into Kobe, left block, turns in the lane, up and in. He is comfortable working down the low block. King with a bucket, 28-26 Wisconsin. Trevor throwing to Potter, left of the circle, and his pass knocked away, but it got to Kobe. Low on the right, goes up and in. That's a break. Kobe King with the bucket for Wisconsin.
We have a lot of guys that can score in the double digits, and when we have multiple guys doing that, it's just hard to guard, really, because not one person is going off where they have to just shut down one person. But we talked about the contagious shooting, and when one guy knocks it down, then it kind of just trickles down to the next guy, and then the next guy's feeding off that confidence. So I think that just us having a balanced scoring and balanced offensive game, I think that's our biggest asset.
Anif Cheatham low on the left, pump it a couple of times, throws it up, no good. And rebound is knocked away and saved by Wisconsin. Here comes Dimitrick Trice on the push, front court. Now Brad open for three, left of the circle, and it's good again. Davis hit a couple of threes to begin the second half, 45-38 Wisconsin. Quite a run here for the Huskers now. That's a 12-point run for Nebraska. King on the right side easily defends a throw to Ford. Open three straight away. Thank you. Much needed triple for a lean forward to the Badgers. 66-58 Wisconsin.
I think it's just when you see the ball going, whether it's individual or as a team, it just breeds confidence. And like what Meach said, we had spent a lot of time, on time, on target passes. Whoever got the ball in the post, we wanted to play inside out. Nate, Micah, Kobe, Brevin, everyone who was in there did a really good job of, when the double team came, spraying it out, and then we were looking one more passes and over, trying to pass up good shots for great shots. When you do that, coach says they usually go in more.
It just shows how good the league is. There's no off nights, no matter who you're playing from the top to the bottom, and every game's a testimony to that. And I think that just taking it one game at a time, you get new challenges and new opportunities, like Brad said earlier, and just taking those challenges and making the best of them.
This is Wisconsin basketball. Loose ball snapped up by King. Here's Kobe, goes to the goal, runs it up and in! Brevin Fritzel, his fourth from downtown. Right side, 4-3, Gard, Dimitrick Trice, again with a big shot. Davison for three, tied in. Blocked by Reavers, out of bounds.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle. Hy-Vee proudly supports the Wisconsin Badgers. And UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
At Hy-Vee, we'll do whatever it takes to partner with the best Midwest ranchers and bring you the highest quality beef. Less than 10% of all USDA choice beef is even good enough to be called Hy-Vee Choice Reserve. And you'll save with fuel savers, price declines, and mega meat sales. We'll do whatever it takes to bring you the best tasting meat at the best price. Because we're Hy-Vee, and we'll do whatever it takes.
When being sick isn't as bad as
not knowing why you're sick.
When questions lead to confusion
and angst.
and anxiety.
When it feels like there's a tiger chasing you into the darkness.
And all you want is a little light.
A little hope.
This is when you need the best of the best. Doctors who don't just perform cutting-edge procedures and treatments. Doctors who invent them. UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Hi, this is Coach Greg Gard, inviting you to join the Badger Basketball Booster Club. As a member of the Booster Club, you will have the opportunity to participate in a variety of great events, including pregame chalk talks, golf outings, and an away game bus trip. The Boosters play a vital role in assisting our staff and student athletes through fundraising and sponsorship. For additional information on joining the club, please call 608-265-6161. There's no better way to show your support than to join the Badger Basketball Boosters.
The Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or L Directors Cup on Twitter. Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
Nebraska's tempo 40th among 353 teams. Here's Davison, an open three straight away and rattles through for Brad Davison. Here's King on the right side. Underhands to Trice. He'll try a three, right wing, good. Demetric Trice quickly to Kobe King in the right corner. Tossed it back out to Ford. Good look at a three, right side, good. Lean forward, his first points. Throws to Kobe, fakes the three, flips to Trice. Back to King, left side. He'll send a Wall. Left corner three in the air is good. Tyler Wall feeds Anderson high on the right. Trevor lobs it off to Potter. Good look at a three. Left side, nailed it. Micah Potter with a triple. Single coverage toward Bjarnarsson. Now the double coming from Easley. Out to Trice. Feeds Anderson. Rotates Pritzel. Open three right side. Book it. Brevin Pritzel for three. Here's Trice up the left sideline. Bounce past Tyler Wall. Posting on Mack. Now drawing the double. Potter's open. He'll try a three. Left of the circle. In and out and back in for Micah Potter. Pass to Davison. Bounces out to Pritzel. He'll try a three. Left side money. Second hit from distance for Pritzel. Badgers up three. Davison throws to Trice with 10 to shoot. Trice out to Brad. Three in the air. Left of the circle. Go. Brad Davison is second from beyond the arc. Saved by Wisconsin. Here comes Demetric Trice. On the push, front court. Now Brad open for three. Left of the circle, and it's good again. Baseline right will inbound. Looking, finds Davison. Right corner three. Got it. Ooh, he likes that spot. 52-40, Wisconsin. Demetric Trice to the front court. Trice off a high screen from Reavers. Throws to Nate. Why not? Open three. Good. First from distance for Nate Reavers, 59-42 Wisconsin. Here's Trice, goes into Potter, left of the lane, draws a double team, puts it on the deck, finds Trevor, open three, straight away, good. Trevor Anderson's first points. King on the right side, easily defends, a throw to Ford, open three, straight away, thank you. Much needed triple for Aline Ford and the Badgers. Trice gets a high screen from Reavers, Demetric for three, left of the circle, good. Big three-point hit for Demetric Trice. Yeah, if Mack catches that cleanly, he's got a much better look. Pritzel has a good look from three, and he'll hammer it down. Three-point hit for Brevin Pritzel. The left sideline in front of the Wisconsin bench. High screen forward. Trice for three. Left side, good. Third three-point hit for Demetric Trice, and Fred Hoiberg's going to burn his final timeout. 10 on the shot clock. High screen, Aline Ford. Trice drifting to his right, cross picked him up and throw to Pritzel. He'll try a three, good from left of the circle. 12-point night for Brevin Pritzel, 82-64 Wisconsin.
When their cry is a different kind of cry.
When you know they're sick, but are afraid to know how sick they really are.
That's when you want answers.
When you need answers.
Because when it's your child,
your baby,
it's different.
This is where you'll find doctors unlike any other doctors, where we treat the untreatable and conquer the seemingly unconquerable. UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Hi, this is Coach Greg Gard, inviting you to join the Badger Basketball Booster Club. As a member of the Booster Club, you will have the opportunity to participate in a variety of great events, including pregame chalk talks, golf outings, and an away game bus trip. The Boosters play a vital role in assisting our staff and student athletes through fundraising and sponsorship. For additional information on joining the club, please call 608-265-6161. There's no better way to show your support than to join the Badger Basketball Boosters.
Wall backing the double from Eastern. Tyler, left shoulder, throws it out to Trice. Good look at a three right side. Finally, Demetric Trice with a triple. The first make for the Badgers from long range after they missed their first 11. 45-20 Purdue with 15:40 left in the game. And now Kobe trying to run up the floor. A little 2-on-3, a pass to Potter. Nice catch, low on the left. Up and in. That pass came in hot. Micah was ready, grabbed it, finished. And now Purdue will take a timeout as the Badgers, for the first time tonight, have a run going. Thompson with a pass knocked away and stolen by Wall. Here comes Tyler down the lane to the rim. Layup no. Davison follows low on the left with a putback. First points for Davison. 46-27 Purdue. 12:50 remaining. Here comes Trice to the front court for Wisconsin. Trice goes inside. Potter catches low on the left. Layup good. Potter with 4, and it's 46-29 Purdue with 11:50 remaining. It's it into Williams. Broken up. Stolen away. Potter fronting. Another pass within the hands of Kobe King. Kobe drops it to Pritzel. Good look at a three. Right side money. Brevin Pritzel's first hit from distance. 49-34 Purdue.
Now the busy stretch continues for the Wisconsin Badgers. Home game last Tuesday against Nebraska. 3 days later in West Lafayette, and now a Monday night matchup with Iowa down in Carver Hawkeye Arena, and then finally back on the home floor this coming Saturday for a very rare Saturday afternoon home basketball game here at the Kohl Center, Wisconsin and Michigan State. So you had a chance to check out the highlights of Friday's game at Purdue. Let's rewind to Tuesday. And first off, congratulations. You're in a group as a coach that not a ton of guys are. I'm gonna probably embarrass you here. But to get 50 conference wins in relatively short order, I hope you gave yourself 10-15 minutes to maybe enjoy that a little bit before you turn the page and get ready for the next and the next, so on and so forth.
Thanks, man. I didn't even realize. I don't keep track of those things. Patrick said something after the game about it, and I'm like, okay. What time? When do we leave for Purdue?
Right.
So, but no, I appreciate that. And obviously, the credit goes to our players. I've had terrific players here that really bought in and listened and worked, and great coaching staff that's bonded together. Obviously, this year's been maybe more so than ever, based on the circumstances we've walked through with Coach Moore. But like I said, the credit. There's a lot of fingerprints on this whole thing and a lot of hands on the deck that helped make this go.
The game against Nebraska, it's, as you have said many times, as your predecessor did as well, and Coach Ryan, offense looks awfully good when the ball's going in the basket, but there's maybe more to that because the movement, the sharing of the basketball, that was something pretty impressive.
It was, and I thought we really, and part of it's what was there given the defense that was being played against us in terms of how we had to move it because of how they compressed the paint and trapped the post and those type of things. But we did, for the most part, played really unselfishly. We touched multiple sides of the floor. We threw it in, threw it back out. And when you shoot it that well, you typically pass it well. So it's not coincidental that you get 23 assists on 29 field goals and you make 18 threes, because when you're putting the ball on target and you're snapping it around the floor and the ball's popping, you're hitting people on time, on target, and hitting them in rhythm. And typically when you hit in rhythm, you make shots.
You talked on your radio show last week, too, about, I mean, there's obviously side, top, side, but you guys work over and over on getting the ball a little closer to the basket. As much as things have changed and all the analytics, this, that, and the other, that part of basketball really hasn't changed.
Still, if you can play through the paint, it's a great playmaking position. Not just an ability to shoot the ball from close to the basket and draw fouls, but because it draws so much attention and sucks the defense in, if you have guys that are unselfish and willing to pass, it's a great place to find teammates from. And our guys have done a good job of buying into that and understand when we don't do it, our offensive numbers dip. And we have stats to prove it when we do touch the paint, how much more effective we are. And we got to continue to grow in that area.
A lot of individuals you feel good about in wins for various reasons, but Demetric Trice, his line was pretty similar. It was pretty close to Josh Gosser's triple-double several years ago at Northwestern. His ability to distribute the ball, rebound, and I'm sure what most folks are noticing, the three-point shot went down. But he's been doing other things, and he's talked about taking a lot of pride in that, defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, and he's had some tough matchups, whether it's been Cassius Winston, Anthony Cowan the other night with Cam Mack. And I think he's done defensively. I know he struggled shooting. At one point, he was 1 for 17 from 3 in conference play, but he hasn't let that impact in a negative way the other parts of his game. And his assist-to-turnover ratio has been good. His, like I said, his defense is really, he's understood better and better how physical he needs to play. That's gotten better. The importance of him in ball screens, and like I said, he's taken some big steps here defensively for us.
I'm always fascinated as a fan of the game to see how every team, you use the players at the right time where they can bring the most to the party. And I think back of that game against Nebraska, again, not the first time we've seen it, but as much offense as there was both sides, 39-38 at the half. Nate Reavers, who had a couple fouls in the first half, he comes in the second half and is a difference maker on the defensive end of the floor.
Yeah, and the turning point in that game was our ability to get some stops in the second half. The first half, it was like a game at the Surf or at the Shell. There was no defense being played. And second half, we were able to buckle down and get some of that ball screen and dribble penetration under control. And Nate's a big part of that. He's the most experienced frontline guy in terms of handling that. He understands spacing and depth perception of where the screen is at and everything. So it was good to get him back on the floor and anchor things defensively.
You've talked all along that you're learning and understanding what is required on the defensive end. You mentioned on your radio show guys like Kaminsky, how much better he got, Bergeron. Another name I don't think we brought up on the radio show, but I think remember you guys talked about Jason Chappell. He doesn't get talked about a lot, but in terms of what he did on the low post.
Defensive, yeah. He was, and probably at that point in time, back in the early to mid 2000s, ball screens weren't quite as prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
The trend started in the late 2000s, and we actually changed how we defended ball screens about that time because of the prevalency and the increased usage of ball screens. But Jason really, like I said, especially from Wilkinson, still the best true one-on-one post defender we've had, but Jason really got the most out of what he had, was physical, was good with his feet, and understood where he was at and the positioning, and did some good things.
Those are the things that it's easy as a fan to overlook because you want to see the ball go in the basket. But what you just talked about, that's what the locker room appreciates, right? Mm-hmm. Teammates, not to mention coaches, obviously. That can be the difference between winning and losing.
Well, it is the difference between winning and losing, and it's a lot of those other little things that don't get talked about, don't get the headline. You don't see on SportsCenter with the highlights. It's those other little pieces consistently done well that are able to have a successful team night in and night out.
This schedule, it's quick turns game after game, it seems. I know we've talked in the past, in a perfect world, you like to give guys 2 days off. I don't know where that's possible off the top of my head. You got Iowa Monday night, and then not another game until Saturday. So anytime you get a little downtime is something that these guys have to embrace.
Yeah, and we've had to be strategic with, given the sequence of these games, how we use the day after a game. If we have 2 days in between games, we haven't gone as heavy and as hard maybe as we have normally. Just not only the sequencing of the games, but how our team is built right now. We've had to, with guys being hurt, specifically my 2 assistant coaches and Joe Hedstrom, we've had to be a little more strategic and careful on what we're doing, and using almost sometimes that day after a game as a partial rest day, and a lot of one-day preps as we've gone through. So understanding that freshness and live legs is important.
All right, Hawkeyes, next opponent for the Badgers Monday night down in Iowa City, 7:30 tip Central Time, and then the rarest of occasions in college basketball, it seems, a Saturday home game coming up for the Badgers against Michigan State. Coach is back in a few minutes with the question of the week. Stick around.
When being sick isn't as bad as
not knowing why you're sick.
When questions lead to confusion
and angst and anxiety.
When it feels like there's a tiger chasing you into the darkness.
And all you want is a little light.
A little hope.
This is when you need the best of the best. Doctors who don't just perform cutting-edge procedures and treatments. Doctors who invent them. UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
At Hy-Vee, we'll do whatever it takes to partner with the best Midwest ranchers and bring you the highest quality beef. Less than 10% of all USDA choice beef is even good enough to be called Hy-Vee Choice Reserve. And you'll save with fuel savers, price declines, and mega meat sales. We'll do whatever it takes to bring you the best tasting meat at the best price. Because we're Hy-Vee, and we'll do whatever it takes.
Angles a pass to Tyler Wohl up the right wing in the paint. Feeds Anderson. Now left corner 3. McGrory. Good. Walt McGrory, the junior out of Minneapolis, with a triple. Brad to the line into McGrory, low on the left, one pump goes up and in. Good shot fake by McGrory, and Walt now has 5.
Maybe we need to spark or flip a switch. I have to be ready to be put in that situation. I was pretty proud that I was ready for that.
The Badgers needed Walt McGrory to come through earlier this year against McNeese State, and he answered with 9 points in 24 minutes, both career highs, proving he's come a long way since his freshman year.
Like everyone says, the game's slowed down for me. I was kind of a big-eyed freshman, especially like going out to Purdue, playing there and stuff. They call that my baptism game. I feel like the biggest thing that's changed is my consistency day in and day out, kind of knowing you have to bring it every day to play at this level.
Now a leader on the scout team, McGrory embraces his role, even if he only plays in practice.
It's our job to prepare the other first-team guys, give them the best look possible.
It's a tough role to play when you don't know if you're going to play in the game, and you just try to stay prepared. And the thing about Walt is he works extremely hard, and probably the thing he does the most is he's usually the key guy on the scout team for every scout. So he has a big responsibility of putting on a lot of different hats. You know, sometimes he's a scorer, sometimes he's assist guy. So preparing us, you know, for every game, I think Walt does a tremendous job of buying into that and just working extremely hard to give the team whatever we need.
Some days you're shooting jump shots, some days you're trying to get to the basket. So I mean, it helps my game definitely because I kind of get to work on different things. And then I think every day it's kind of like a game for me because it's like I have 2 games because usually we have 2-day prep to get the guys ready for the big game. And then you never know, like I have to be ready, you know, our plays and stuff in case I'm going in the actual game. So it's definitely it's a lot, but I like it. I mean, if you like basketball, you like doing it.
Something inside, flips to forward left wing, darts it through Anderson, high on the right, goes into McGrory, baseline right jump is good, and Walt McGrory has 7 dearly needed points for the Badgers in this first half.
Really proud of the way he's gone about it. You know, he's spending extra time in the weight room, he's spending extra time getting shots, doing all the little things just for a chance to play.
I'm Jay Williams reporting for the Badger Sports Report with Greg Gard.
Hi, this is Coach Greg Gard, inviting you to join the Badger Basketball Booster Club. As a member of the Booster Club, you will have the opportunity to participate in a variety of great events, including pregame chalk talks, golf outings, and an away game bus trip. The Boosters play a vital role in assisting our staff and student athletes through fundraising and sponsorship. For additional information on joining the club, please call 608-265-6161. There's no better way to show your support than to join the Badger Basketball Boosters.
The Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the highly recognized mark of distinction in college athletics across all divisions, both men's and women's sports. Follow your favorite team's pursuit for excellence in this prestigious annual award through thedirectorscup.com, USA Today, or L Directors Cup on Twitter. Learfield IMG College Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics since 1993.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health Sports Medicine, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org.
Time for this week's question of the week, and it comes from Terry up in Toma. A lot of talk in the preseason about the flop rule in college basketball. Has that settled? Have players adjusted pretty well to this point in the season?
I think, Terry, thanks for your question, by the way, but I think the players have got it pretty well figured out. I think the officials are, like any new points of emphasis, early November, December, parts of January, the microscope is on it, and then as time dissipates and we move on into deeper conference play, maybe it's not quite as focused on as what it was earlier in the year, but I think it's, I don't know, I think if they just call the fouls, as I've said all along, stop making points, emphasis B, C, D, and E, just call the rules as written. We can clean up a lot of this stuff.
I got to imagine, we may have mentioned this before, that I can't imagine officials are thrilled with this rule. That's one more thing that they have to look at.
No, I know. I haven't found an official yet that's a big fan of it.
All right, thank you for your question, Terry. Badgers, the road game Monday night at Iowa, back at the Kohl Center, a Saturday afternoon matchup against Michigan State. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
At Hy-Vee, we'll do whatever it takes to partner with the best Midwest ranchers and bring you the highest quality beef. Less than 10% of all USDA choice beef is even good enough to be called Hy-Vee Choice Reserve. And you'll save with fuel savers, price declines, and mega meat sales. We'll do whatever it takes to bring you the best tasting meat at the best price. Because we're Hy-Vee, and we'll do whatever it takes.
When their cry is a different kind of cry.
When you know they're sick, but are afraid to know how sick they really are.
That's when you want answers. When you need answers.
Because when it's your child,
Your baby.
it's different.
This is where you'll find doctors unlike any other doctors, where we treat the untreatable and conquer the seemingly unconquerable. UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
Progress is an endless challenge. Here at the University of Wisconsin, we're a community of innovators in constant motion. We think on our feet, connect with each other, and hit our stride, pushing past limits. Progress is an endless challenge, but it is only those up to the challenge who change the game.